All right, everybody, welcome back to the deep dive. Today we're going deep on something that's like super important for, any strong relationship.
Yeah.
We're talking about active listening. We always hear how communication is make or break for couples, right?
Oh, totally.
So we're going to break down how this active listening thing can really take those bonds to the next level,
I love that.
all based on the research you dug up.
Yeah, what's really interesting is the source material dives deep into active listening. It's
Okay.
not just like passively hearing words,
Ah,
but really understanding your partner and like creating a deeper connection.
so like putting in the effort,
Absolutely.
not just zoning out when they're talking.
Exactly.
Gotcha. So the source material really stresses being present, like really engaged.
Right.
Like imagine your partner's telling you something important
Mm-hmm.
and they know you're just completely focused on them. That feels pretty amazing, doesn't it?
It does.
It makes you feel like you really matter.
Absolutely. Like you're valued. You're
Right.
understood. It's huge.
So how does that actually build the bond, though?
Well, the source material connects this to, feeling safe and intimate with your partner. When
Okay.
you feel safe and heard, you're more likely to open up, be vulnerable. And
Right.
that vulnerability is what allows for a real deep connection.
I could see that.
It's the foundation.
So it's not just about the words themselves, though, right?
Yeah.
The source talks a lot about understanding your partner's feelings,
Yeah.
even those unspoken cues.
Like their body language.
Exactly. Like, let's say your partner comes home from work
Uh-huh.
and you can just tell by their posture they're exhausted.
Shoulders slumped.
Yeah, and they're sighing a lot and their voice is all quiet.
Mm-hmm.
They might say, I'm fine, but, they're not.
You're picking up on those nonverbal cues,
Yeah.
and that's crucial for active listening.
So how can we actually get better at, understanding those cues and feelings?
Well, this is where those active listening techniques come in. The source material mentions things like restating, clarifying, reflecting, encouraging, and validating.
Those sound a little technical.
They sound fancy, right?
Yeah.
But they're actually really simple
Okay, good.
to use in everyday conversation.
So give me an example.
Okay, let's say you and your partner are talking about finances.
Oh boy, always a fun one.
Always a good one, right?
Mhm.
And your partner's like, ugh, I'm so stressed we don't have enough savings.
Right.
You could restate what you heard, like, so you're feeling anxious about our savings,
Okay.
and then clarify, is it about a specific goal or just like a general feeling?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Right, you're showing you're really listening and trying to get their perspective. Then you reflect their feelings. It makes sense that you'd be stressed about this.
Okay.
Encourage them to share more. Tell me more about what's making you feel this way.
Mhm.
And finally, validate their experience. It's totally understandable to feel that way, especially with everything going on.
Okay, so you're not dismissing their feelings.
Ex-
You're acknowledging them,
yes.
even if you don't, fully agree.
Right.
It's about understanding.
Precisely.
I feel like this would be super helpful when, disagreements come up.
No, absolutely.
Because let's be real, arguments happen in every relationship, right?
Inevitably.
Yeah.
But the source material suggests that active listening can actually prevent those disagreements from blowing up.
Keep things calm.
Exactly.
Interesting. Okay.
And that's where this couples dialogue strategy comes in.
What's that?
It's specifically for conflict resolution,
Okay.
and it uses mirroring, validation, and empathy.
So like a more structured approach.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So let's say you're arguing about chores.
Oh, classic.
Right, a classic.
Yeah.
Mirroring would be reflecting back their words. So you feel overwhelmed because you feel like you're doing most of the housework.
Gotcha.
Then validation, I understand why you feel that way. You've been handling a lot lately.
Mm-hmm.
And then empathy. I can imagine how frustrating that must be for you.
So you're really like stepping into their shoes.
Exactly. And by using these techniques, you're creating a space for like productive, respectful communication.
Even when you're disagreeing.
Yeah, even when things get heated.
You're still showing your partner that you're listening and you care about how they feel.
That's the key.
So it's like the foundation for working through it together.
Exactly.
Okay, so to sum it all up, it sounds like active listening creates this environment where both partners feel heard, understood, and valued.
Absolutely.
And those are like the key ingredients.
For a strong and fulfilling relationship.
Exactly. So I guess the big question is, how do we actually put this into practice?
Right. Good question.
What's one small thing our listeners can do, like today,
Yeah.
to be a more active listener? Maybe it's putting your phone down when your partner's talking,
That's a good one.
or making an effort to really tune in to how they're feeling.
Even small changes
Yeah,
can make a huge difference.
absolutely. And here's something else to think about, this active listening stuff. It's not just for romantic relationships.
Right.
It's for all of them.
All your relationships.
Family, friends, colleagues.
Mm-hmm.
Like, pay attention this week
Yeah.
to how active listening or, the lack of it
Yeah.
affects your interactions with everyone. It might surprise you how much deeper your connections can be
You might be
for
surprised.
when you really listen.
Exactly.
Awesome. Well, thanks for diving deep with us today, everyone. And we'll catch you next time.
See you then.